The Royal Road to the Unconscious. Friends, have you ever woken up from a dream so strange, so vivid, or so disturbing that you wondered, where did that come from? So hello, friends. Welcome to the Channel Growth Library, where we distill the world's most powerful ideas into actionable insights. Friends. For most of history, dreams were seen as either divine messages or meaningless brain noise. But in 1900, Sigmund Freud changed everything. He claimed that dreams are not accidents. They are the royal road to the deepest parts of our minds. Freud argues that every dream is a wish fulfillment, even the scary ones, even the ones that make no sense. In this book, we go behind the curtain of the conscious mind to see how our deepest desires disguise themselves to bypass our internal censor. Chapter 1. The Scientific Literature on Dream Problems. Freud begins by acknowledging that he isn't the first to study dreams. He looks at how scientists of his time thought dreams were just the result of physical stimuli, like a heavy blanket making you dream of being buried. While physical things, like a loud noise or a full bladder, can influence a dream, they don't explain the content. Freud argues that biology isn't enough. We need psychology to understand why we dream of specific people or past events. Chapter 2. The Method of Interpreting Dreams. Freud introduces his revolutionary tool, free association. The story. Freud analyzes his own dream, known as Irma's injection. In the dream, he sees a patient, Irma, who isn't getting better. He blames another doctor for using a dirty syringe. The interpretation. On the surface, it's a medical dream, but through free association, Freud realizes the dream is a wish to be innocent of medical malpractice. He is shifting the blame onto his colleague to protect his own ego. Takeaway. To understand a dream, don't look at the whole picture. Break it into small pieces, a word, an object, a person, and ask, what is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of this? Chapter 3. The Dream is a Wish Fulfillment. This is the most famous and controversial chapter. Freud asserts that every dream is an attempt to satisfy a desire. Examples. The thirsty child. A child who eats salty food dreams of gulping down water. This is a simple, undisguised wish. The complex. Wish. Adults often have distorted wishes because their desires are socially unacceptable. Lesson. If you dream about something bad, it's often a repressed wish disguised so well that you don't recognize it. Your mind is trying to protect your sleep by resolving tension. Chapter 4. Distortion in Dreams. Why are dreams so weird? If they are wishes, why aren't they clear? Freud introduces the internal censor. Your mind has a security guard that prevents shameful or aggressive thoughts from entering your conscious awareness. To get past the guard, the wish must put on a disguise. Discomfort in a dream is often a sign that the censor is working hard. The more confusing the dream, the more dangerous the underlying wish is to your waking ego. Chapter 5. The Material and Sources of Dreams. Where do dream images come from? Freud identifies three main sources. Recent experiences. Dream residue from the day before. Childhood memories. Dreams often dig up things we forgot decades ago. Physical stimuli. A ringing alarm clock becoming a church bell in the dream. The dream takes a mundane event from your Tuesday afternoon and uses it as a mask to express an ancient desire from your childhood. Chapter 6. The Dream Work, the Mechanics. This is the engine room of the book. Freud explains the 4 ways our brain transforms a latent thought, the true meaning, into a manifest content, the story we remember. Condensation. Multiple ideas are packed into one image. One person in your dream might have your mother's hair but your boss's voice. Displacement. The emotional center is shifted. You might dream of being terrified of a tiny toaster, but the toaster actually represents a massive life decision. Representation. Turning abstract thoughts into pictures. If you feel stuck in life, you dream of being in a room with no doors. Secondary revision. As we wake up, our brain tries to make sense of the dream, adding logic where there was none, which often further hides the true meaning. Chapter 7. The psychology of the dream processes. Freud gets technical here, explaining the topography of the mind. He describes the unconscious, the preconscious, and the conscious. Dreams occur because the gate between the unconscious and conscious relaxes during sleep. However, the gatekeeper, the censor, is still awake enough to force the dream into a symbolic language. Conclusion. Why this matters today. The interpretation of dreams teaches us that we are not masters of our own house. There is a vast, hidden world beneath our conscious thoughts. The final takeaway. Your dreams are not nonsense. They are a private, coded language. By learning to decode them, you gain access to your truest self, your fears, your history, and your deepest longings. The next time you wake up and think, "That was a weird dream," don't brush it off. Ask yourself, what is the hidden wish trying to get past my guard? The answer might change how you see your entire life.